everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Light the Fuse, where I am your hostess, Y2 Garcia. And join with me again from last episode, we have Emily. I take the Emily is back. Today, for this episode, we are going to be talking about a pay-per-view that just happened about a week ago as of recording this. And that is Full Gear. AEW Full Gear 2022 happened. I know we were talking about it last week when we were talking about our favorite AEW moments. And now it's happened, and now we're going to talk about it. We're going to go through the main card. We're not going to do 0 Hour. I just think, the matches, they're okay, but I think everyone is more interested in the actual card itself, the main card. So we're going to just talk about likes and dislikes, anything we want to see from the matches that happen, and then we're just going to give our opinions, and then as well as female, male, and tag team of the night. We'll talk about which match was the best. And yeah, it's going to be a fun time. So, Emily.
Woo!
First match on the card, I was honestly kind of surprised, but I mean, hey, you got to start off with a bang. We had Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus in a steel cage match. This feud has been building up for weeks, like ever since the Young Bucks won the tag team titles for the second time, which you revealed to me last week, or reminded me last week that it was back in June. We had Christian Cage turning on Jungle Boy, and I think he's injured right now. So I think if he wasn't, it probably would have been Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy. But hey, I mean, the guy who betrayed his tag team partner, I think that's just as good. So what were your thoughts on this match, Emily?
Okay, so I was shocked as well that was the first match. I thought they would have started off with something like I don't know, Wardlow versus Samoa Joe versus Will Hobbs. I thought they would have started with that. But as soon as I saw the steel cage, I'm like, wait a minute, why are they starting with this? And then like over the course of the match, I was like, oh my god, he's destroying Jungle Boy, and I feel so bad for him because he looks like a little rag doll.
Yeah.
And then as it progressed, I was just like, I was gaining more faith in him. And honestly, Jungle Boy is such a rookie, and he's such an underlooked character. And I'm so glad he finally got that win. He deserved it.
Yeah, I think this was like the ultimate like baby face move you could do, like, where the baby face is just like being beaten down and oh my god, it's done for him, he's over, and then like nope, he's still here. It's I kind of predicted this last week during our regular show that we do on Thursdays. I was like, he's gonna I feel like it's gonna be where like Jungle Boy's just gonna be getting the shit beaten out of him, and we're gonna think it's gonna be over, but it's not, because he has so much resilience and he's gonna fight through it. And that's what he did. He ended up fighting through everything, and despite being the underdog, because he's a lot smaller than Luchasaurus, he still came out on top with the win. And I mean, it was a good match. I guess like I said, if you even Chris Jericho said it, if you're not gonna main event, what you want to do is start the pay-per-view, but I feel like that's a lot more pressure, because that's what you're gonna basically tell people, like, this is what you're in for the rest of the night. So if you have a bad opener, it's gonna like be hard to like convince people that, like, trust me, the rest of the pay-per-view is good. But
I agree with that.
Really good opener. Again, the fact that it was a steel cage, I thought because of the stipulation it would have been later in the night, but I'm not complaining. I do feel a bit bad, because I don't think I was paying attention as much as I probably should have. I still paid attention, but like lingering in the back of my mind was just like, when's the Elite gonna do it? Like, when's the Elite coming back? When's their match? Well, questions were answered immediately after this match, because they were the next match. I was very surprised. I was like, whose idea was this? I'm pretty sure it was Tony Khan's. I'm pretty sure he thought like they were second when they challenged, when they were like at All Out. So let's put them second again, which, I mean, fair enough, but like, I was like, second, really? I think I don't know. I just feel
you need time to prepare for that.
Yeah, and not just that, like, that's not really a good place on the card, especially if you want to have a really strong opener. Like, I'm not saying I didn't have faith that they would do, like, that they would not top the first match. I think they did personally, but it's like, if you have a good match, it's putting a lot more on them. Like, look, this is what you have to top, in the opener. Yeah, I think it might as well. They should have just been the opener, but I don't know. With that, what are your thoughts, Emily, on everything, not just this match? Because as you see the hoodie, my shirt, we're Bucks stands, so thoughts.
So, I thought it would be later in the card. I thought they would have tried to build it up a little more as the night
At
progressed.
least the
That
semi,
was
yeah, at least the semi main event, which is usually the match before the main event. Like if you're not gonna main event them, like the match before, then you know.
exactly because I think that would have gotten the crowd a little more like excited and a little more prepared.
Yeah.
But all the emotions that happened during that entrance, just I think what got me really emotional was the whole crowd singing
Yeah, I
"Carry On Wayward
know.
Son" by Kansas. That was
So good. Like I knew that like they had said it before when they first turned heel, and it was before they really got their new gear. It was like they had like a house show, or it's like the house always wins, that event that they had in Jacksonville. They talked about on
yeah,
Being the Elite. They were saying that Matt was always like, we always wanted to enter to Wayward Carry On Wayward Son by Kansas, but like they were at the
yeah,
time unable to do it, and now they have, and it's I think it was
they
like
did it.
if you're an Elite fan or if you're a Young Bucks fan, it's it makes you feel happy for them that they were able to finally enter
Yeah.
through this. I know some people are like, it's just a song. I'm like, no, it is the song. Um,
Yes.
I know this okay, this has to do with the match. We'll get back to the match in a minute, but apparently for their every time, I don't know if it's just for the best of 7 series or if it's every time the Elite's gonna have a match as a trio tag team. Apparently, they're going to be using the song "Carry On Wayward Son," which honestly, I don't like the idea of that. Personally, I feel like
I
it's
don't
gonna.
like that idea
I
either.
think it's gonna dilute the like the amazing moment that we all experienced at Full Gear. Like again, like Emily
I
said,
agree.
the crowd was like basically screaming along the lyrics, like if they were like the band performing a concert. They were.
Yeah.
It was an incredible moment, like one that will probably go down in history. And now it's just like if they,
Yeah.
and it's a best of 7 series, and it's not like, oh, it's like one match is gonna be, this Dynamite, and then maybe in a couple weeks we'll have the next match. Like, no, it's week after week after week. So imagine it's gonna get a little old,
Yep.
oh, next week, and then again, and then again. It's really good. I just think it's gonna dilute it. I hope maybe if they like after the first couple times they do it, they realize, yeah, maybe not the best idea, and just go back to like either the
Yeah.
regular entrances like they did, like they've been doing before, or use the
Hmm.
Being the Elite theme. I don't know why they've stopped. I mean,
Exactly.
if they're technically baby faces, I mean, come on now. It's catchy. Papa
Yeah.
Buck's a great musical artist.
We love Papa Buck.
Yes, we do. So I'm like, give him his flowers. Use his music. Use the BTE theme. But anyways, back to the
Yes.
actual match. The entrance alone was a moment in itself. But Emily, on the actual match,
Yes.
what were your thoughts?
I loved the entire match. I had missed seeing the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. So that was just
They
a
always
nice moment of
they always put on
they
bangers, like
they it's
always.
banger after banger after banger.
As Sheamus
And
is
then
always
just
tweeting
seeing
that. I don't know why I have Sheamus's tweet notifications on, but like I always see banger, like he's always tweeting banger. I'm like, nice.
and then when you put Kenny in the mix with Pac, you just have all the memories from their Iron Man match and it's just
Yeah.
everything's flooding on you.
Or even
All
their
these
match,
incredible move
yeah,
sets.
or even their match at, I know Orange Cassidy was in the mix, but like their match at Double or Nothing of 2021, like I think it was
Oh
Excalibur who
yes.
said that all 6 members have had like their own history, like they've had different varieties of matches between each other, like how you said,
Yeah.
Young Bucks and Lucha Bros, Kenny and Pac, it's incredible. Or Ray Phoenix has challenged Kenny for the AEW title before, so like there's a lot of history between that team, which I think
Yes.
like as really cool. It's because here's the thing, I'm not saying I don't have faith in them, let's not get that the wrong way, but I'm curious. I'll say that I'm curious how they're going to be
Mm-hmm.
able to not only top their match at Full Gear, but then continuously put on week for 6 weeks they're going to be putting on the like pretty much the same match. So I want to see how they're going to make things
Yeah.
unique every single week. I have faith that they'll do
Yeah.
it. I don't think they would agree to be doing a best of 7 if they didn't believe that they could, find something new to incorporate every, like maybe it's
Yeah.
probably like maybe like these first couple matches, like I could see this happening. Cause yeah, after
Mm-hmm.
maybe we should talk about what happened at the end of the match. So what happened at the end was Kenny had Phoenix, however you pronounce it, up for the One Winged Angel, which no one kicks out of, and Pac had
Nope.
given the hammer, the ring bell, like that rings the bell. He gave him the hammer, and Phoenix really
Yep.
didn't want to use it, but since he kind of knew what was gonna happen, he used the hammer on Kenny and rolled him up. Poor Kenny got hit right in the head with the
Yep.
hammer. I'm like, this dude just can't catch a break. Gets bit, gets his hair pulled, gets, punched, I don't know, gets hit with a hammer. So poor Kenny, justice for Kenny. Start that as a hashtag. So that's basically what
Hashtag.
started, yeah, hashtag. That's basically what started the best of 7 series, or the announcement of the best of 7 series, because
Yeah.
which as a recording is going to happen today, the second match. So with that being said,
I'm so excited for it.
I know. I might not be able to catch it. It's because like I said, we bake pies the day before Thanksgiving, which is today. And
Ooh.
it's at my grandma's, and
Ooh.
what's the word? We want to meet up at 6. I tried pushing it like 7:30. I was like, maybe 7:30, if like, at least I'll watch most of Dynamite. But I'm probably just gonna like have it on my phone, and then like I'll make sure to like have the pie that I'm doing either done, or I'll wait until after their match to make mine. But
Yeah.
I'll figure something out. I'm gonna try my hardest not to miss it. But like I said,
Yeah.
I think what's gonna happen is I think things are gonna get very ugly. So the first match we had a screwy finish. Phoenix used the hammer. I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna be like, you know what? Like they did this to us, let's do it back to them. Do something screwy for the finish. And then by the end, it's just gonna get ugly. Like maybe they'll even make it a no disqualification match. Maybe it'll be a tornado tag, which means every participant has to be can pin someone. There's no such thing as legal man. There's no tagging in. Everyone is going in at it at once. I could see that happening because it's like by the end, after doing this 6 times, like let's say the 7th match, like dude, imagine like you're just basically killing each other for these titles. I think I could see that happening, especially if you want to make things like stay, if you want to keep the audience interested. I would see that happening. Like, like each week someone just becomes a little more pettier by finding some different way to screw up the finish of the match.
Yes.
So, but I mean, that's just me. Really good match overall. Again, I think the only thing we didn't like about this match was that it was second on the card. I think most people could agree with that. You had the fuck CM Punk chants that, of course, people were upset about. I'm like, dude, they were suspended for 2 months. I don't think they care anymore. I really don't think they care. I don't think they care if they hurt your feelings. Like,
exactly.
CM Punk himself has joked about how he's bad news in the locker room. Why is it okay when he does it, but then when the fans, it's not like the Young Bucks started the chants and like had the audience do it. The fans started it themselves.
Yeah.
Like get mad at them, not the Young Bucks.
Exactly.
But overall, really good match. Cool moments. You have Nick asking for Diet Coke, or no, someone offered him the Diet Coke.
And he's just like, diet? Yeah.
And he drink. Dude, that looks so flat. That was probably really flat.
Yeah.
I was like, that's probably why it was like at the end, because it was probably super flat. They probably had that like before the pay-per-view even started.
Oh god, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Poor Nick. But yeah, that being said, not only is the Elite back, but being the Elite is also back now. So Mondays are now good. They used to not be good for the last couple months.
Nope. Can we just talk about the fact that Nick Jackson got a second ear piercing at Claire's?
Yes, we can definitely talk about that. So it's funny because when they were talking about them, I'm like, okay, they're probably gonna go to like not a body shop, but like a tattoo parlor. That's where I know they do a lot of piercings. They're probably gonna go find somewhere like, well, I'm not saying Claire's is incredible. They actually do a good job. But they were in Claire's. I was like, you know what? Imagine like if you're a little girl shopping and you see a grown ass man sitting in the chair, you're gonna sit in after him, like getting an ear piercing. It's funny though, because I said this on my story. And I'm actually gonna do it, but I had been wanting. I'm not wearing earrings now, but it's because the headphones press them down and it hurts because it pokes me. But I had been wanting another piercing above my first one, like on the lobe, just like the way Nick got it. And I'm like, you know what? Like Nick the trendsetter, he's just pushing me to do it. So I'm gonna at some point in the near future, I'm definitely gonna get my ear pierced again. But except I don't think I'm gonna handle it as well as Nick. Nick like didn't even feel it the first time. He said the second one hurt just a bit more, but still there was no reaction. He faked his reaction. He's like, Brandon, it hurts so much. It hurts, Brandon. I think I'm gonna be the opposite. I think I'm gonna be the way Nick thought he was gonna take it. But hey, I'll make sure to tag Nick and tell him, look, you inspired me.
Yes.
All right. But
no, the funny thing is my cousin. Oh
no, go ahead.
My cousin did my second. So it was Easter, and I had always wanted my second piercing, and my mom was just like, "Okay, your cousin does them in college for money."
That's kind of
because
bad.
she's yeah, and but usually her friends are drunk when she's doing it, so they really don't feel anything. But she's like, Emmy, do you want your second piercing? And I'm like, at my grandmother's house in her expensive bathroom? Okay, let's do it.
Did you bleed or no?
No, I didn't
Oh,
actually. They
that's how
like,
you know it's good. Because I was like, if Nick
yes,
didn't bleed, you didn't bleed.
no. But they like numbed the ear with ice. Like I thought I had frostbite for a little bit because it was that numb. And then when she tried poking it in, I'm like,
Oh, I'm gonna be like that too. I can't even get vaccinated without being like a baby. They're like, relax your arm. I'm like, I can't, or I am relaxing. Like, no, you're still tense. I'm like, no. But
but
I'll just
I just wanted to say that.
I'll just look at Nick. I'll be watching, I just screen record the clip of Nick getting it. I'm like, look, I'm like, he's sitting in the pink chair doing it. I can do this. How long was the recovery? The place that I am going to, the reason why I even trust them to do this is because they even have like steps to take for when you after you get your
Yeah.
piercing. So, but I just wanted like, how long did it take for you personally to like, I guess not
So
to
I
heal?
I still have like the very first earrings I ever had when I was like 2 or 3 when I got my first piercing. So I had used those to keep the holes intact. And I think it took me about 2 weeks, I think, just for the hole to stop hurting as much or to stop like feeling like all weird.
Yeah.
But like I keep only my earrings in that hole because I'm so scared the hole is gonna close.
So you don't change them.
I occasionally do. Like if I'm
Okay.
wearing a specific
But
outfit, I'll
it
be like,
doesn't.
okay,
Okay, but it doesn't hurt. I guess when you do it, like,
no,
okay, all
it
right.
doesn't hurt
So
anymore.
that's also what I'm worried about because it says like careful like with your hair and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, my hair's always as long as my hair is, it's always getting caught in my original earring. And I'm like, this is
Yeah,
my parents, which is why I'm very glad. I know people are like, that's inhumane, but like my mom, like right when we were like a few months old, my mom, that's when we got our ears pierced, and I'm like, I don't remember that.
yeah,
I don't remember feeling the pain. That's a really good. I think that's a really good time to get your ears pierced. The baby
yeah,
will be sad, yes, but the baby won't remember it in the long run. But I sure as hell will.
exactly.
But
I don't
I'll,
remember mine either. Don't worry.
you'll probably be the first person I send you. I'll be like, Emily, I'm scared. I'm gonna be texting you. It's happening.
And I'll just be
Okay.
like, think of Nick,
I
think of
know. Think
Nick.
of Nick. Think of Nick. I know. Usually send spam sending me pictures of Nick. But yeah, it was like, dude, he looked really good with the double piercing. And so
He did.
I've always wanted to get, like I said, a double piercing. And sorry, I'm looking at Nick. Because I'm trying to see it. But the thing is that like it's okay, maybe in the future. I don't know, like one piercing at a time.
Yeah.
But like I've always wanted to like, because I don't know about a tattoo yet. I'm not sure
Mm.
about a tattoo. First of all, I still live with my parents, so I feel like I can get away with piercings more than tattoos right now. And also, they're a
Yeah.
little cheaper than a tattoo. But I've always wanted to get something
Yeah.
that'll like represent like the wrestlers that I love the most, which are like, if you guys,
Yeah.
I've said it before, is the Young Bucks, more specifically Matt, but I will include Nick, especially because the piercing. Um, Hangman, Kenny, Tanahashi, AJ Styles, and Chris Jericho. So I would want to get like a piercing
Yes.
of each, like, and like incorporate something. I'm thinking maybe just like their birthstone color,
Yeah.
but maybe I'll do like 2 here and 4 there. I mean, I know some people do uneven stuff all the
Nice.
time, but yeah, and I mean maybe I'll just do like the
Yeah.
birthstone. So, but I mean that's a lot. The only time I'm gonna get a break is with Nick and Hangman because they're both born in July, so that's 2 rubies.
Yeah.
But Kenny, I need I don't even know what it's called, but it's the pink one. It's opal or the pink one, and I want the pink one because that's the actual, like, it looks, I think
The
it looks
pink.
prettier. But it's like a pink one. I'll look it up really quick. Hold on.
My
Hold
mom
on.
worked in retail and jewelry. So I should know this, but I don't.
Maybe I know, just ask your mom. No, I'm just kidding. Don't bother your mom. Birthstone. Maybe they'll save them. Okay, there we go. Hold on. I know we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming in a minute.
Yep.
So we have 2 rubies because Hangman
Two
and Nick
rubies.
are July.
Yes.
Oh, actually, no, I get another break because Citron, I think so. Citron is November. It's a bright yellow. I get 2 of those because Jericho and Tanahashi are
Yeah.
both born in November.
Okay.
And then I have Tourmaline or Tourmaline. That one's October. That's the
Yes.
pink one.
That's
That one's for Kenny. And then AJ is June. Well, it's Alexandrite. That's also in light. It's like a lighter pink, or I can get Pearl because Pearl's also a birthstone for June. And then Matt,
yes.
which is my personal favorite. Well, Matt is my personal favorite, and his birthstone's a personal favorite of mine. Aquamarine. It's very pretty.
Yes.
Maybe I'll do 3 and 4 so I can get my own birthstone because my birthstone's diamond, but who knows? First I'm
Love
just
that. Love that.
first I need to get the double piercing first and live through that. So one step at a time. But I will say I will get the ruby birthstone for this piercing when it's closed and I can ready to switch it out for Nick because again he's the one
Yeah.
who's kind of pushing me, motivating me. So
Yep.
thanks, Nick. Anyways, back to the pay-per-view. There was a lot of earring talk, but that's okay.
Yep.
Next match after the Elite was screwed over, still salty,
Wait.
was Jade Cargill versus Nyla Rose for the TBS title match. Emily, what were your thoughts on this match?
I personally was not excited for it because I just feel like the buildup wasn't enough, or like
It was too
you
much of the
can't
same
get
thing.
over
Like
exactly.
it was a lot of like Nyla's like I have the belt, but now I have it over here, and if you want to get it, well, I'm over here now. I'm just like, okay, I get it. You have her belt. Like
Exactly.
if like she did that like maybe like a couple or 3 weeks before the pay-per-view, like not like I feel like this happened like for at least over a month. So maybe like the last 2 episodes like Dynamite
Yeah.
or Rampage. Like that's when you could
Yeah.
take the belt and stuff. But I kind of knew that Jade was gonna win because of that. Because I'm like, dude, imagine if she like it would defeat the whole purpose of Nyla taking the belt if Jade didn't finally get it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And the match was just it was all right. I mean, I think it would have like as big as this card was, you probably could have this pay-per-view could have been better off if this match was like on Dynamite. Nothing against these two women. I think they're absolutely incredible. But again, the
Yeah.
build up as well as like the match, and then after this is why I wanted another reason why I wanted the Elite before the main event if you weren't going to main event them. And that's because I knew the match was going to be great. They are coming back after being on a 2-month hiatus or a 2-month suspension.
Yes.
So I'm like, there's a lot to top from that. So imagine like after
Yeah.
that match, I think they kind of messed up the women by throwing that match after the Elite. Maybe they should have flipped
Yep.
them. Like, but then again, it would also be like the women after the steel cage. So maybe like I don't
I
know, like
think it
they
would have been a better Dynamite match than
like
a
yeah,
pay-per-view
or
match.
like winter is coming. Like maybe have it there. If it does, you don't
Yeah.
want it to be on a standard episode. Have it like on an episode that's a theme. Winter's coming, New Year's Smash.
Yeah.
There's really not much to say about it. I knew Jade was
Nope.
gonna win. I didn't think Nyla Rose was gonna be the one to take to defeat her undefeated streak. But now I guess question is, Emily, because we said we'll talk about stuff that we're probably gonna see in the future. Who do you think is gonna take the title off Jade Cargill? Or if anyone at this point? Like who is there
Yep.
left?
I honestly don't think there's anyone left. I mean, if you want like because I know Britt probably is going to go after Jamie for that belt
Probably.
if
It's gonna happen. Like don't let the
yeah.
pay-per-view deceive you.
Yeah. But like if she didn't go for Jamie, I might as well Britt versus Jade so she can hold the TBS championship and that way both of them have titles.
Mhm. Um Yeah, I don't. The prediction I think I'm not gonna be 100% on only because I don't even know when this person's gonna even come back. But I could definitely see Chris Statlander coming back finally and beating Jade
Oh,
Cargill.
definitely.
But she got injured. I think she was probably supposed to be not the interim, the inaugural. That's the one. Champion. Well, I thought she should have at least.
Yeah.
But I know I
Yep.
think she was gonna beat Jade a while back, but she got injured. So I'm thinking maybe if she comes back, she can definitely win it this time. I hope she comes
Definitely.
like because Chris Statlander's done like the alien look. She has like had green or like pink and stuff, and then she had like the blue, like the
Yes.
teal. I want to see her come back in like red
Yes.
or like burgundy. Or maybe she could switch
That
it up
would
for the
be that
seasons.
would
Like
look so good on her.
she could switch it up for the seasons, like red, green, and gold for the winter, for the spring,
Yes.
like light green or something, and then summer like red and orange. Just switch it up for the seasons.
Yes.
But I miss Chris Statlander. Maybe that's why I think, but I don't know. I'm
I
thinking
miss her too.
realistically with someone who's not injured at the moment. I don't even know who's on the women's roster. Like I'm already starting to forget. It's because they don't showcase the women that much, sadly. Um,
Exactly.
like again, it's like they they don't really sign that many women compared to men. And
Yeah.
and Jade Cargill's defeated almost everyone. So I'm going to the women's roster. Hold on. There we go. Let's see. Hold on, I scrolled a little too far. See, I could see them pushing like Anna Jay or like Ty Conti. I know she's
Yeah.
beaten both of them, but like look, have them be like the ultimate heels, by like they work together, they could like screw Jade over together or something.
Yeah.
Or again, I still want it to be Chris Statlander, but because she's already beaten Madison Rae, she's beaten
Yes.
almost everyone who stepped in her way. I
Yeah.
honestly don't know who it could be. Maybe Tony Storm, maybe, I don't know. But like if she just had a title, I don't know if they're probably gonna give her another one. It's very hard
Yeah.
to predict who it's gonna be, but I will say who I want it to be is Chris Statlander whenever she's able to
And I
return.
agree with you 100%.
All right. So next match after the TBS title match, we had another title match, and it was Chris Jericho, the Ocho, the Ring of Honor champion, defending against Claudio Castagnoli and Bryan Danielson of the Blackpool Combat Club, and fellow member of the Jericho Appreciation Society, Sammy Guevara. Emily, what were your thoughts on this match?
I honestly thought Danielson was going to take it. That was me the entire match. And then I feel really bad for Jericho because as soon as he won, the entire crowd went silent. And they're like, really? He won again? And I'm like, I'm just happy he's okay and he's walking and like he still has a belt. Like he's a human. I'm just happy he's okay.
I know, right?
But, yeah, exactly.
Personally, as someone who I love Jericho, so I mean everyone could be quiet, stay silent. I don't care. I was like, whatever, I'm happy with it. If he lost, I wouldn't have been all upset about it, but I'm not upset that he won. But it kind of makes me think like, what's gonna happen now? But it's because the thing is that even Bryan Danielson said in an interview that once his contract is up, he's not going to be a full-time wrestler. So I don't see why they would give him a world title if he's not going to be a full-time wrestler. I guess some people could argue, which I agree. I'm not going to say that your argument's invalid, but some people could argue that maybe that's why you should give him the title because, he's not going to be a full-time wrestler. But I guess, I don't know. Maybe they just, I don't have an answer. I kind of thought Danielson was going to take it himself, but maybe like maybe they wanted it to be one-on-one and like
maybe.
So maybe it's coming. I don't know. But if they're not going to give it to Danielson, again, this is just me speculating because I don't know when this person's going to come back. But I'm hoping if like Jericho's on this hot streak of winning and, he's like, well, no other, former Ring of Honor champion, because that seems to be his thing. He only wants former Ring of Honor champions to challenge him. So I'm just waiting for Adam Cole's music to hit and for him to come out and just
that's what I'm waiting
Jericho.
for.
I know, but it's very scary because right now no one is really certain, and a lot of people are concerned about his health and his condition right now. So I'm like, well, shit, I don't want Adam Cole to come out to tell us he's retiring or something. I don't want that. I just hope that
I will cry for days.
I know
he does that.
I know. I'm like, the thought of it's already making me sad, but I just hope that. Hopefully it'll soon be worth it, worth the wait. He'll come back, he'll win the Ring of Honor title and probably hold it for a really long time. I just hope he's okay. I hope all is well, and I hope he's just getting the much needed rest that I guess that's required of him. But I miss the guy. I miss him. And it's just crazy because we haven't seen him since June. We haven't seen Adam Cole since June.
Yeah.
And we're already about to be in December. So it's almost been 6 months. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope something, maybe God, this is me just wishful thinking, but maybe by Revolution, Jericho is gonna still be on this hot streak and he'll have an open challenge, and then Adam Cole comes out and then has redemption from last year or this past year's Revolution where he lost for the AEW title. Hangman successfully defended it against Adam Cole. Maybe this time he flipped 360 or a 180 because 360 is going back to square one. It's a full 180 and he wins a world title at Revolution a year after losing a match for the world title. I just hope he's okay and he'll be good by then. But I'm still I'll have a little bit of hope and optimism and say that he'll be the one taking the title off Jericho. Fingers crossed, or fingers like this, however you want to show your sign of hope.
Yep. Moral of the story: we miss Adam Cole.
Yes, we do. Yeah. But overall, I thought the match was good. I honestly thought there was gonna be a huge rift between Sammy Guevara. Well, maybe there will be. I don't know. With Sammy Guevara and Jericho, because I know Jericho Jericho expected Sammy just to lay down for him so he could win the match, but he didn't, and they but he didn't seem to really take it personal. Like he didn't seem like
Yeah,
hold it against him throughout the match. But these two have had issues in the past, so I don't know, man. Maybe
they have.
the thing is that
Maybe.
like if they were to feud with each other and Sammy was to like leave the Jericho Appreciation Society, something, whatever, like if they ended up feuding with
Mm-hmm.
each other, do you think
Yeah.
it'll be like face versus heel or heel versus heel? And if it's face versus heel, who do you think would be the face?
I think it would be heel versus heel. I'm sorry, Sammy as a face, it didn't set right with me.
Well,
I
if
feel like a heel versus heel.
I think it was okay until they brought Ty Conti into the mix and they just started being annoying
Yeah.
together on screen. It was just
Oh
too much, and
God.
obviously the audience, including us, absolutely hated it. And with Jericho, I don't want him flipping between face and heel like he was heel. I guess okay, his first run in AEW, he was like a heel up until 2021 when,
One, I
but then
think.
MJ, and then MJF turned on him, and then he was a
Yeah.
face up until he turned heel. I'm trying to remember when he turned on Santana and Ortiz. Let me try and
Mm.
look it up because that was when the Jericho Appreciation Society, the epitome of sports entertainment. I'm just kidding. It's formed. Yeah, okay, I know that, but when? March 9th. So he turned face around a little bit before All Out. So I'll say maybe like August. I'll
Mm-hmm.
just say August. September, October, November, December, January, February. That was 7 months of
Oh my
and then
gosh.
and then now he's a heel again. So I'm like, I don't want to be flipping around like he's Big Show, just face heel, face heel, face heel.
Oh God.
So I think it should be heel versus heel. I think also it could be
Yeah.
funny. Like it could be so funny. Like, hey, you're cheating. You put your foot on the rope. Like, what do you mean? You're trying to use your bat and stuff. Something like
Yeah.
that. Like they can make it funny, or maybe like Ty Conti and like Anna Jay could try and help Sammy out, and Jericho's like offended because he's like, well, I'm the one who
Yes.
like maybe Ty understandable, but Anna Jay, like I recruited you to the JAS.
Yeah.
So maybe something like that, but who knows? A
Yeah.
lot of I think a lot of these questions will be answered in the next couple weeks, more specifically
Yeah.
today, because today is Wednesday. But yeah, let's move on. Next we have Saraya, returning Saraya versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Emily, thoughts on this match?
I love Soraya's entrance. I loved her gear, and I also love DMD's gear. And I'm still waiting for Britt to come out with a different color, like purple or blue gear, because I
I
think
can
she would look absolutely stunning.
I'm waiting for that also. I'm hoping because she went green. She's gone green a couple times. Like at All Out, it was like a
Yeah,
lighter green, and now it's a darker green. Maybe she's just going down the rainbow slowly. I don't know. But
maybe.
she skipped over orange, but that's okay because I want her to get to the darker side of the rainbow with the blue and the purple.
Yes.
I know, like even Brooks argued, like, well, or Jermaine, he's argued like, well, she's not gonna wear Baltimore Ravens colors. I'm like, sure, but I mean, it doesn't have to be like Ravens purple. It could be like a nice deep, like
Yeah.
indigo or plum or something. I could picture her wearing
Yes.
that. But
Yeah.
yeah, as far as the match goes, I get it. I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt. Soraya is
Yeah.
they have to be careful with her, but it's like it kind of help I can't help but think it's like, was she like maybe she was cleared, but was she ready to get back in the ring at a pay-per-view? Or was this all like
Yeah.
soon? I think it was, I don't know. Again, maybe they were just trying to be careful, which I get. I don't want her to get hurt again. She just got cleared. So, but it's like
Yeah.
you could really tell that they were being careful. That match was very mid for like a return match.
Yeah.
You look at someone, I'm not trying to compare because again, I love Saraya. I watched her, in WWE and stuff. I was very sad when she retired. But you look at
Oh, same
someone
here.
like Edge, who came back after 9 years of retirement. He came back at the Royal Rumble and he was just like
Yeah.
quick. He was not, he didn't, I guess he really didn't give a shit like about I just got
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
He was going at it as if he was never retired in the first place. There was a
Yeah.
different story with this, but again, it could be because like as opposed to 9 years of retirement, it was only like 5 for Saraya, or like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And she had just got, I don't know how long before the Royal Rumble edge was cleared for, but I know with Saraya, as far as we know, it was like 2 weeks at for us.
Oh.
So, but I guess I just expected more, especially with the promo work. I thought maybe like,
Yeah.
it was gonna be like, again, and they called it like a grudge match, didn't they not?
I think they did.
I was just expecting more, especially because it's her return. I thought she was gonna be like, look, no stopping me now. I'm back. But
Yeah.
it wasn't the return match I was kind of hoping for, which I hope hopefully like as she gets, back in the ring, I would hope like on a weekly basis, or unless it's occasional, I don't know. But like I hope with more work in the
Yeah.
ring, whether it's on whether it's televised or not, I hope it just gets better, and then we come back to this feud where she goes against Britt Baker again, and then we'll have something better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was just very disappointed. I was like,
Oh, same here.
it was
Same
first
here.
of all, and again, I get they're being careful. I keep saying that, but I just want people to understand. Like, I understand that they were being careful, but it's like if you had to be this careful for the match, maybe the
Mm-hmm.
match wasn't a good idea to begin with.
Yeah. But
But
props to Britt for trying to keep Saraya as safe as she could
yeah, I know.
and
People
like
give people
not
get
target her neck so much.
exactly. People give Brit a lot of shit. I have no idea why. Of like over a
Yeah.
lot of things. Also, people are saying that you take opportunities away from other women, which I don't think it's true. It's not like she's an executive or anyone. Has nothing to do with the booking. They tell her that like
Yeah.
she's been like freaking crapped on for because like of her full-time dentist job. Like you're taking away other opportunities from people who really want to be a full-time dentist. I'm like, she is one. She flies literally across the country for one night to go fulfill her job as a dentist, and then fly all the way back to wherever AEW's come. Like that's commitment. I don't think anyone else is willing to do that. And I
Yeah.
would like to believe she pays for those flights herself. Because I think it
Yeah.
would be a lot out of AEW's pocket to be flying her as often as she does from the office to wherever AEW is. So I'm pretty sure that's out of her own
Yeah.
pocket. And some people would really not do that. I think some people would just either abandon their day job, like, or really commit to only one side. And you could tell she loves
Yeah.
both the things she does. Like she's a very good example of someone who can do both. Like she could have the day job that she
Yeah.
studied for, she went to school for, and she's proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, she didn't just leave. I'm pretty sure she's making so much more money as a wrestler than she is as a dentist, but she still goes back
Yeah.
because it's something that she really enjoys, and I think people just need to leave her alone.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Exactly.
All right, so the next match after Saraya versus Dr. Britt Baker was Wardlow defending the TNT Championship against Samoa Joe and Powerhouse Hobbs. Emily, thoughts on this match?
I kind of like was in my room for this match trying to talk to my friends, so I kind of missed it until the end because I wasn't really it wasn't like
because I want to
that
say
hyped up for me.
it's because here's the thing. I think Hobbs. It's because it's hard. I think it's hard because I don't know about you, but I personally had kind of stopped watching. I stopped watching for weeks after they announced that the Elite was suspended and they took away their titles. I was like, I'm not watching this, so I didn't. And I only started watching when reports were coming out that they're going to be back soon. Once those started surfacing, I was like, you know what? Let me watch just to see. And that's when I was lucky enough to catch the very first teaser that they did where they were like Thanosing out all the Elite moments, which I'm like, how dare you? But so I knew that I was like, all right, they're coming back at some point. So I was like, I'll start watching to kind of keep myself up. But I guess maybe I don't really know, but has Hobbs been trying to like take on Wardlow, or is that just me? Or I don't know where like Hobbs comes into the picture. I think he has had like shit with Wardlow in the past. So, and then Samoa Joe turned on Wardlow like 2 weeks before the pay-per-view. So there was really no build up. Like it would have made more sense maybe if like you just did Joe versus Wardlow, and the whoever wins, Hobbs takes on next. But like it was really just it was all over the place because again, You had
It was.
Joe versus Wardlow because Joe had turned on Wardlow, and they really didn't have time to like, really duke it out as like, someone would if they were betrayed by someone they trusted. It because they
Yeah,
had that, but then all of a sudden, oh look, here's Hobbs, he's in the match too, but he's kind of the wild card, so it doesn't make sense.
exactly.
It's like, I think, look, if you really want to book a good grudge feud, title or not, if you really
Yeah.
want to build a solid ass feud after a betrayal, look no further than Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. That feud after like Dean Ambrose held on, like, again, you could tell the betrayal was real because he basically made it a point to terrorize
Yeah.
Seth Rollins at any given chance. Like, he didn't even,
Yes.
like, he didn't even have to, like, be involved in whatever Rollins was doing. Ambrose was always there. Like, John Cena was
He
feuding
was.
with Rollins, and Ambrose would come out and be like, look, I'm still not done with you. And eventually
Yeah.
they kind of closed that chapter. Yeah, they kind of closed that chapter at
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell 2014. That was finally when
Yes.
Ambrose was able to get that one-on-one match with Seth Rollins. But before then, he was making it a point to just torture Seth, basically torment his
It was
life.
the funniest thing
It
ever.
was funny, but like that's how you do it. Like, maybe because the connection obviously between Wardlow and Samoa Joe was nowhere near like the connection Ambrose and Rollins had, like, being Shield members and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to build something based off like on the betrayal, do something like that. Build it for a few weeks. Don't just do it in like a week and a half
Yeah.
and then throw someone else in for a triple threat. Like, it made
Exactly.
sense with Rollins, Ambrose, and Cena because Cena was in the feud, like was in the feud. It was a Seth Rollins and John Cena feud. But Ambrose was just like, dude, I'm not gonna like stand back and just forget because you're feuding with someone else what you did to me. So he's gonna intervene any way he can. So
Yeah.
if anyone ever wants to, book a solid ass storyline based on betrayal, that's probably the way to do it.
Exactly.
And then like long-term storytelling. Sorry, I know this ain't a WWE thing, but I mean,
Nope.
I know, but still, hold on,
Come on.
hold on, because we didn't really have much to talk about the match anyway. So hang on. But
Yep.
so Seth Rollins won the match. He won the Hell in a Cell match, but then long-term storytelling. Ambrose eventually, I think it was in 2018, 17.
It was
16.
18 when Roman hadn't. Oh wait.
No, I'm talking about
Oh,
26.
16 when he beat him for the title.
Money in the
When he beat him
Bank.
for the title.
Money in the Bank is what I'm talking
Yes.
about.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like my brain was wiring. 2016, he won the Money in the Bank match, and that was like a little over 2 years after the whole Hell in a Cell thing happened, or a little less than 2 years.
Yep.
So I was like, dude, it's perfect. I don't know. I love that feud so much. And again, if you want to build up betrayal, like Samoa Joe Wardlow, that's how you do it. Take notes. So the next match we had, which personally, why the hell was this match even on the damn pay-per-view? Darby Allin and Sting versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. This is as far as I can remember, second time they've done this where Darby Allin and Sting are in some random match against two others. The last time they did it was like, I forgot what it was. It was like some sort of like street fight or whatever against, I don't even remember who. It was like a Revolution, I think. I was like,
I think so. I don't
I think it was House
either.
of Black. I don't remember. But Emily, I'll look it up while you give me your thoughts on this match.
Personally, I was not interested in this match at all. Like, I love Darby, I love Sting, but no. Like, that could have been a Dynamite match. That could have been
on an already big card. It did not have to be on the pay-per-view.
Exactly. It could have been on like Winter is Coming, something like that, but I saw no point of it. And even my mom agreed. Like, she was just like, why are we even watching this? And I think a lot of the fans were just like, okay, bathroom break, okay, snack break, okay, let's get pictures with my friends that I've never seen before.
Yeah, I think it was this one. It was Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Sting versus Andrade and the Hardy Family Office. I'm like, why? Why was this match? And it was the second to last match, I believe.
Why?
I don't know. Like, if this is all you're gonna do with Darby and Sting, just throw them into tag matches with two other people and put it
Yeah.
on a pay-per-view for some reason, like don't. Like just don't do it. Like I miss the Darby
Bad
that
booking.
yeah, I miss the Darby that like TNT Darby ages. Like, TNT
Yes.
champion Darby ages. That was really I loved that era of Darby. I don't know why they feel like
They had
Darby
to
needs
stop
to
that.
have yeah, and that like if he's gonna have a match, it has to be with Sting, or if he has to have a pay-per-view match, it has to be with Sting. Like put him like in some sort of blood feud, if you will. Like if you really want him
Yes.
to like be in like a match on the pay-per-view, first of all, it doesn't have to be with Sting. He could be like in the
Yep.
background or something, helping him out. But Sting
Yeah.
doesn't have to be in the match. And it could be like I don't know, it could be a good feud. I'm just I don't know.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Like the match was again, it was okay. I just there was no reason it had to be on pay per view. It could have been on tonight,
Exactly.
but I digress. There's not much to talk about here, so let's jump
Yep.
into the next match. Probably the best women's match of the night, which was Toni Storm, who was defending the interim AEW Women's Championship against Jamie Hayter. Emily, what were your thoughts on this match?
Absolutely loved it. I thought they were able to tell a story throughout the match, which I absolutely love when two wrestlers are able to do that. But also you could just see how the crowd was behind both women, and they're like, let's go Toni, but let's go Jamie. And it was a nice moment just to see Jamie finally get the recognition that she so rightfully deserves.
Absolutely. This was long overdue for Jamie. Like even at All Out, the crowd was absolutely 100% behind Jamie out of everyone else in the match.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me think like nothing against Toni Storm, like if they probably should have like given the belt to Jamie at All Out and then have Toni go after the TBS championship and even probably defeat Jade Cargill, I could see Toni beating her. And it would make a little more sense because, again, as we were talking about earlier, it was not like, oh, well, she just had a title. If All Out happened where Jamie Hayter walked out with the belt, it would have been like, well, she still hasn't held a title, so now she can, if you really wanted to put one on her. So, it was a really good match. They absolutely killed it. I think this was a great spot for them on the card. It was closer to the main event than it was to the beginning of the pay-per-view. And like I said, it was the best women's match of the night. Like the other two, like we said, was pretty mid, like even a little sub-mid, if you will. But this one was really made up for both of them. It was incredible. It was better. I would say it was better than, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the matches. Maybe arguably 5, depending on how you take the Ring of Honor title match. But I thought it was better than the Darby match, the TNT title match, the TBS title match, Saraya versus Britt. And I think the only match that probably was been like a little bit better was the main event, the Elite, and then the Steel Cage. But there was a little bit. The main event is obviously for the world title. Obviously, it's gonna get a little more anticipation. The Elite had been gone for 2+ months, so there was anticipation there. And then a Steel Cage match, it's a little hard. So for what they were given, just a one-on-one match, it was really freaking good. It was one of the better matches on the card that night. I would dare say even was better than the next match. Which we'll get into in a minute. But Jamie Hayter walks out of this match with the interim. I say interim because at this point, like as much as I love Thunder Rosa, like when is she coming back? Like how long do you get to like they should at least set a time limit. Like if you're not back after like 3 months, it's not interim. New champion,
It's just the championship.
Yeah, so but I think Jamie Hayter is going to beat Thunder Rosa when she comes back because again, she is super over with the crowd right now, and she's waited so long for this.
She is.
So, I don't know, man. So I again, the interim thing is just no.
It's stupid.
I'm trying to think because how many times interim was used a lot for the TNT championship because. When Cody was the champ, he had COVID or something. So Battle of the Belts, he couldn't compete. So it was Sammy and Dustin, for the interim TNT championship. And then who else got freaking hurt? I don't remember. That was the first time. I think the only time good. But then all the titles except the TBS championship and any of the Ring of Honor titles, if we're talking AEW, the TNT, the TBS championship, and the trios titles are the only ones that have not had some sort of interim crap incorporated. Even then, the trios titles are over a month old. So it's just I don't like the concept. At the beginning, it was like I can see it, but it's like I still never thought of like what's the purpose. Like way back when they
Yeah.
first started this with the TNT title with Cody, not being able to be at Battle of the Belts is just like either don't have the match at all, or because Battle of the Belts is so short with only like 3 matches total, or 3 or 4 matches,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, still have Dustin versus Sammy, but then just whoever wins goes and challenges Cody. Why did there have to be interim in the first place? Especially if Cody was back like a week or
Yeah.
two after. It made no sense. And then, of course, when Punk got hurt, there was interim shit. And then Thunder Rosa, there's interim shit. I'm like, no more interim. Just if you're injured, like in the WWE, if you're injured, they take away the title, at least they'll make an
Yeah.
announcement, but like, and they'll give you back the title, they'll book you to win the title again,
Yeah.
once you come back. But with AEW, the interim crap is just done. And that's just like, I'm just saying, they have it easy, okay? Because at least you get a chance to get the title back. In New Japan, it's a lot different. First, if you are scheduled for a match in New Japan, so like let's say, Wrestle Kingdom, it's the pay-per-view they announced. Let's say Will Ospreay, I shouldn't jinx him. The United States Championship is already cursed, but if Will Ospreay for some reason cannot make it to that match, it's already scheduled. So let's say he injures himself, he gets sick, his flight gets canceled, something.
Yeah.
If he's not able to make the match despite being booked, he will automatically be stripped of the title, and they will have someone else compete for the title, and they will win. It's happened already so many times, especially with the United States Championship. Like Juice Robinson got like appendicitis or something. They took the title from him. They didn't do interim shit. They didn't like book him to win it back. He has not held that title since. They took away the title. They booked him. They rebooked the match with someone else, and I think that's when Will Ospreay won. And so I'm like,
okay,
they don't give a shit. I'm like, if you're not there, you don't get the belt. So at least people are here to get interim shit, but it's annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the main point. Massive congrats to Jamie Hayter. She absolutely killed it in the match. And I'm glad that nothing like suspicious happened. Like, Britt was there to be happy for her. I'm glad this didn't happen at the pay-per-view. I know we kind of speculated something's going to happen down the line, but at least it didn't happen at the pay-per-view. She got to have her moment, which is why, again, which is why I hate the interim shit, because it would be so much better if it was like, it's here to stay. She doesn't have to defend it to be called the women's championship, because she won that match in a really good match. And it's just sad that she technically isn't even considered the champion, which I think is BS. I'm pretty sure everyone's just like, yeah, I don't care. She is the champion.
Yeah, no. It's BS 100%.
Yeah. We'll just wait and see what happens. So the semi-main event, or the second to last match, was the Acclaimed taking on Swerve in Our Glory. I thought this match was good, but here's the thing. I think we can both agree, and a lot of us could agree. This and the Elite match should have been flipped. Like, this match should have been the second match, and then the Elite match. Imagine how much anticipation, Emily. Like, like the second to last match is the Elite. We've been waiting all night, basically, for the return, and then everything that happened at Full Gear happens then. That would have been like
that would have been 10 times more magical, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely, as magical as it was already. Well, even like Nicole, she Nakamura on Instagram, she
we love
was
her.
there. Yes, we do. We love her. I want to try and have her on the show at some point. She told me she texted me, because I was texting her because after the screw finish, I was like, dude, I know you're busy, but you have to tell me what the hell happened after the match, after the Elite was screwed over. And she just said that she was shocked too. And she said that nothing much happened, that they just helped Kenny out of the ring, which I felt bad for. Poor Kenny. And she said that she's kind of felt emotionally checked out since that match, because it was such a roller coaster. So I'm like, imagine, the build up, just thinking about it, instead of thinking about the match throughout the rest of the night, if that makes sense, It would have been better if you just had the thought in the back of your mind, but you're still enjoying the pay-per-view, as opposed to already seeing the match and now that's all you're thinking of, because
exactly.
Hey, we're not Booker of the Year, which I don't think Tony's going to be either. I think that's going to be Triple H.
Yes.
But anyways, thoughts on this tag team title match, the trilogy of the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory. What was your thoughts?
I I actually really loved it, and I remember when I used to not like the Acclaimed at all. I thought they were the most annoying
I
tag team
was
ever.
like, I was like,
But
who gave
now
this guy a mic?
I'm
And
now I'm so behind them, and I'm just like,
I know scissor me. We did
yeah,
this last episode. Yeah, I if you would have told me like a year ago that I was gonna like love the Acclaim so much that I'd be like, I'd be not even in the edge of my seat. I was standing the whole match at a pay-per-view because I was so excited to see them. I would have called you a liar. I'm like, yeah, okay, idiot.
yeah,
Oh, it's crazy. Like they call themselves like the best homegrown talent in AEW, and honestly, I think that's pretty much the truth. Like I think Wardlow's also really
yeah,
good, but oh my god, the way people are just so behind the whole Acclaim thing with the scissor me, and everyone is
yes,
like, even like working with Billy Gunn, like who would have thought that that was gonna be a combination that like we never knew we needed?
yeah,
Like a really good combination. Like, man, I never thought I'd see
yeah.
the day where Billy Gunn is gonna be working with these two guys who talk about scissoring. Like, just imagine trying to explain that to someone. And then
It,
like
I don't think you can.
imagine explaining to a non-wrestling fan, like there's these two guys who talk about scissoring and they do it with like a 50-something-year-old man, and it's really cool. Like, I promise, it's really cool.
They'd probably just be like, are you okay?
Like,
I
get
respect that, but
stop it, get
you
some
need
help.
to.
Yeah. Stop it.
Yes.
Yeah, get some help. Like, that's what they probably would have called someone on us, like called like a psych unit or something. Like, yeah, I have someone here. Can you check to see if they're like
Yes.
if you have a runaway or something? But as far as the match goes, I thought it was really good. I think these two are gonna these
Yeah.
teams are probably, well, I don't know, man, because Keith Lee walked out on Swerve like before the match ended
Yes.
because they were like debating whether or not they should do heel shit to win. Swerve was for it, Keith Lee was against it. So I don't know, man. I think this tag team's probably gonna
Yeah.
die soon, sadly. I mean, I thought it was a good use of both of
Oh,
them because
same here.
when they were singles wrestlers, Tony wasn't doing shit with them, but as a tag team, it was a lot better.
Yep.
But we'll have to wait and see. But again, tonight they'll probably answer our
Tonight.
questions. They're probably going to argue or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
if they were still going to be a tag team, I think these could have been like wrestling soulmates, like the way New Day and the Usos are, the way Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa were,
Yes.
like the way, I don't know. I'm trying to think. The way like John Cena and Edge were, back in the day, or
Yes.
like The Rock and Stone Cold, like that, those kinds of matches, or like dare I
Yes.
say Kenny and Okada, like they met
Yeah.
like 4 separate occasions, different years and stuff, and it's just, yeah, like again, like every time it was a really good match, and I think again, if Swerve and Our Glory was here to stay, which I don't think they are, it could have been
Yeah.
the same thing here, but I don't know. But like I said, it was a really good match, and I'm not gonna try and take away from them.
It was.
But like, look, the Acclaimed retained, the Lucha Bros retained, and here's the thing, though. We kind of already knew that the Acclaim was gonna retain. The match was still good, so despite us kind of
Yeah.
already knowing, the match was still really good. But like we talked about with the anticipation, if you would have flipped these matches on the cards where you already have a tag team who we know is going to retain, we're just here for like the fun of it, just for the match.
Yeah.
That would have been a better spot for the Acclaimed on the second match, and the Elite, where we all thought the Elite was going to win.
Yes.
It also would have had a bigger impact. I think like we waited this long. They had the cool entrance. We waited this long for months, and then I mean this song is in the pay-per-view also, and then they lost. I think I would have been more upset, but again, that's like the reaction that would have gotten, I think, a much more reaction. But I digress. It would have been perfect if they flipped these matches, but whatever.
No, I agree with you.
And then of course we have our main event. We had the AEW World Champion Jon Moxley. I'm not gonna try and be like Justin Roberts, versus the rat bastard, the devil himself, MJF. Emily, what are your thoughts on this match, and what happened during this match?
William Regal is a stubborn king. I love him.
Yeah.
But also just Max coming out like once and then being like, hold on, give me no. And then just running out and trying to like act like a baby face. And I'm just like, I love him. I love him.
Yeah, whoever fell for it, no, you shouldn't have fallen for it. That was your fault if you fell for it.
Exactly.
It was a really good match. Especially I really liked the beginning. I know the beginning's kind of like when you build things up, but you could really see like the struggle of MJF, trying to do things on his own until he eventually
Yeah.
got into a rhythm. He really got like, I can do this on his own. He can do this on his own. But then, of course, the ending comes. You have William Regal, telling him like, "Don't use the diamond. You better not," and stuff. And so he doesn't use the diamond, and he throws him the knucks. I'm like, I knew it was
Oh
coming, but
no.
dang, I'm just gonna pretend to be surprised. And yeah, and then of course MJF being MJF did the heel thing and won with the brass knucks. It's kind of
Yep.
funny though. It's a little funny how things work. Well, like even though it's booked like to happen like this. But anyways, it's because like if you look back at All Out 2020, John Moxley was not allowed to use the paradigm shift. It was like a stipulation that MJF
Yeah.
incorporated into the match. He was not allowed to use it, but behind the ref's back, he
He
did,
did
and
it.
that's how he won. And MJF was pissed. Well, I know technically, well, I guess he wasn't allowed anyway because it's illegal to use weapons during a one-on-one match. That's not like no
Yeah.
disqualification. So he did something he wasn't allowed to behind the ref's back to win the match. It's just like it's good. And I'm like, Karma's a bitch, Mox. I love you, Mox, but like Karma kind of came back to bite him after a little over 2 years. He did something,
Yep.
he wasn't allowed to do. He used the brass knucks and he ended up winning the match. And now he's like, as
Yes, he
happy as
did.
I was, I'm just like, oh Lord, we are in for it. That's all I'm gonna say. Like he was always talking about what he's gonna do when he's the champion, how much he deserves it, how he's the best. Which I mean, don't get me wrong, he does back it up, but I'm just like, oh,
Yes.
we're in for it. Like we're gonna be in for it. Like he's gonna like
Yep.
change AEW for the worst, but as in like, because he's gonna be a heel about it. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh boy, like what's he gonna do? I'm very intrigued to see what this dude's gonna pull out from
I
his
am also
Burberry
very
scarf to. Do you think we'll see him tonight? Is he scheduled for tonight? I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm gonna check after this.
Okay, well, I might not even be able to watch again. The only thing I'm gonna try and watch is the Elite match.
Yep.
So I mean, if because I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to have DirecTV on the entire time. So Emily, you might have to text me, just say they're next or something. So then I'll just
I will.
I'll be like, excuse me, I gotta go to the restroom for the next 20 minutes. And I'll just say I got food poisoning. It was bad. And then yeah. But that's probably what I'll do. Like I'll kind of
Yeah.
see what the card looks like, and then I'll probably like try and pinpoint where the match is gonna happen. I would assume it's gonna be the main event. I would
Yeah.
hope. Because if that's the case, because I'm gonna go actually after we're done recording this, I'm gonna go to my grandma's just to spend the day before we start, before everyone else shows up. So honestly, I might just do mine first. Do like the first 30 to 45 minutes. I'll be doing mine, and then afterwards I'm done. And then I'll just watch on my phone.
Yeah.
Look at us planning. Okay.
We're so
But
cool.
yeah, yes, exactly. Modern problems require modern solutions.
Yes.
Okay, so MJF, don't know what he has in for us, what he's gonna do to us, what he's gonna do to AEW, but I'm very intrigued. Like
Me too.
and I need to watch the media scrum, but I have PTSD from media scrums, if you know what I'm talking about. But
I do.
I saw small clips and stuff, and he just went off on Tony Khan. He was telling people, you're idiot, that they're idiots, and I'm like, you know what? Whatever, MJF. I know I'm an idiot, so tell me something I don't know. And he just went off, and like people were like, oh my god. Some people were actually thinking that like there was a double standard. Like, why aren't people giving MJF shit? But like, and he could talk the way he did. I'm like, dude, because that was 100% run by Tony before. Like, it was not to like break kayfabe. Like, that was him in character. There's a difference. Like,
Yeah.
he's always like this, and he was doing this like in character. He didn't like go off and talk about shit that had nothing to do with his storyline or anything. This was all him. They're acting like people are acting like he's never done this before. They're acting like he didn't just call Tony Khan a mark back in May or June. So I don't know. People need to calm down. It's a lot different. Like it is a lot different. Like he wasn't attacking like the higher ups and like saying they fucking couldn't run a target and shit. Like there was no backstage brawl afterwards. So It was a lot
There
different.
wasn't.
So, but yeah, I'm just very intrigued. It was a really good match, really good main event, solid
It
main
was.
event. Moxley is finally gonna get his vacation, is gonna get a Christmas vacation. He had been wanting a vacation
Yes.
since, God, I don't even know, since I think, I don't know, man. Like, he's been wanting a vacation for a while. I think it's been a while, but like, I think he was finally gonna get it after All Out.
Yeah.
But then everything at All Out happened, and I'm pretty sure
Yep.
if anyone has the right to be upset with everyone in the company, it is Jon Moxley, because the dude just wants to go and rest and be a dad and be with his wife and his kid, and
Yes.
he had to go back to carrying the company with the AEW championship for a third time because of everything that happened. I'm pretty sure he's like, I'm the one who's working with fucking children, but it's like, whatever.
Yep.
He still did it. But props to him. Really good, well, another good run from Jon Moxley. Three-time champion in AEW, first 3-time champion, first 2-time champion actually, because he won, against Jericho, and then he beat, because then he beat Tanahashi to be the interim champion, but then he beat CM Punk to retain the title, so he was officially the AEW champion, and then he won it again.
Yeah.
At Super Showdown, I think. So, dude, this dude's just
Yeah.
on top right now. He's had a really good.
He's on a roll.
Yeah, he's had a really good 2022. So let him rest now. God damn it, let the man rest.
Yes.
Which he's gonna finally do now.
Yes.
But yeah, that was the entire card. It would have been a lot longer if we'd done the 0 hour, which again, I didn't care about much, but
no. Yeah.
Emily. So now we're gonna talk about let's do the match of the night first. What do you think was the match of the night? I'm
totally not being biased, but I think the Elite versus Death Triangle. I think that was the match of the night.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think honestly that was the best match. First of all, the match just immediately took off. It's not like they built things up and started slow. No, they just went at it. I know a lot of people are not the biggest fans of the high flying stuff. I personally am. I think it's really cool. And honestly, I think the people who don't like it are just jealous because they could never do that on themselves or with themselves or for themselves without snapping their neck or something. Like, it's incredible. It takes talent. I know some people are very stuck in the old school era, which I get, but like, look, I'm sorry, but like, it's like if you're holding a Nokia phone and bitching about the iPhone. It's like, sorry, dude, but this is the future. Like, okay, boomer, we're in the future now. This is wrestling now. This is a part of wrestling now. Some people still do it the way you like it, so be grateful for that. But if people are doing it differently, there's something for everyone. So you could like stop complaining,
Exactly.
But yeah,
if you could see Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker do all these high flying moves, yet still keep it old school, you can watch the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega do all these fast paced high flying moves now.
Again, and I think it's incredible. It's not the old school wrestling where you're just grappling and stuff, and like it's different, and I think it's a little bit better. Like, I think it is better.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that you like. Would you have ever thought that like, you could see someone doing a hurricane run after jumping off the top rope and doing it outside of the ring? Like, no, it takes a lot of skill, and I think it takes a lot of agility that a lot of people don't have. It's a special talent. I think anyone could be trained to be a wrestler, but to be a high-flying wrestler, that takes skill and agility that not many people have. So, sorry for the little rant, but I'm not that sorry. I mean, so yeah, I agree with Emily. The Elite and the Death Triangle, I think, took the cake for this one, even though the Elite lost.
Yes.
I think they're going to kill it in the best of 7 series. Like I said, they're probably going to start off with like trying to one-up each other on how they could screw each other over in the finish. And then at the very end, they're just going to get ugly. Again, just, I could, like, please, like, just give me what I want. Do this, like, a 30-minute, like, maybe not Iron Man match, but like a 30-minute match where or even like a title matches are 60 minutes. So give me like a good, like 45 minutes of just them trying to kill each other for these titles. Because there's at the last match, we all know it's going to go to 7 matches. There would not be a best of 7 series if it's not going to go to 7 matches in California where it's going to end. So
yes,
it's like, again, just let them like it will just show how much these two just want to tear each other apart for the sake of holding these titles. I think if anything, it'll elevate the title. Like these two teams are destroying each other. Like at some point, you got to question like their health and well being because they're just really going at it. Like nothing else matters but winning these titles back for the elite. So I'm very excited to see what's going to happen.
I'm also very excited.
I will ask though, like, because obviously it is going to end at the 7th match, you know, right? Best of 7. Okay. So I'm trying to think because it's kind of like the World Series. It's like a best of 7. You have 7 games, and the first 1 to 4 wins. So like you can't help it. I'm not trying to jinx them. I really hope this doesn't happen, especially before Thanksgiving. But it's like what if the Death Triangle wins again, and like we have 2-2, and then 1-2. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 for the Death Triangle, 2 for the Elite, and then Death Triangle, then Elite, or vice versa. Like I don't think it should be like one after the other. Like someone got to get at least 2 to 3 wins in a row. Like maybe they get 2 in a row, and then the Elite just has to come back and like win every single one of them. Like, but then also like but the only way it'll work if you do one after the other, like Lucha Bros Elite, Lucha Bros Elite, Lucha Bros Elite, is again if they try and one up each other with the screwy finishes. Like, look, this week you know at the pay-per-view you hit me in the head with the hammer. Well, this week I'm gonna like hit your face with like a kendo stick or something, and we'll see how you like it. And they're like, well, you're gonna hit us with a kendo stick.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll put my feet on the ropes or hold it tight. So like something. They're gonna try and one up each other. And then at the end, the very end of the the tournament, it'll be the 7th match. They'll each try and use the screwy finishes on each other. Someone will have their foot on the ropes, but like they at this point they're all so experienced with what they're trying to do. It's like no one's gonna fall for it. Like I'm not gonna let you hold the tights and win. I'm not gonna let you put your foot on the ropes. I'm gonna be ready for that kendo stick. I'm gonna catch it. You know.
Yes.
So well again, I'm so excited. I cannot wait. It's gonna be a good time. All right. So we have our match of the night. Let's start with, I guess, since we talked about match of the night, let's go to tag team. Tag team of the night, Emily. I'm pretty sure I could guess, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to agree with you.
The Elite.
Yeah.
They took it.
I'm sorry, y'all. Yep. Like, I'm not that sorry. This is honest, and again, this is all opinion. This is all opinion based. We're not like Dave Meltzer or anyone else who rates and grades the matches. This is just opinion based, okay? Like this is our opinion, just like you have the right to have your opinion. I think again, despite them losing, just the return alone made it like everything. Again, the ticking clock. Yeah. You had like the chime, you know, the clock chimed. I was like, oh my god. Like I don't know why, like my soul just left my body when the clock chimed. I was like, god damn it. It was just like I can be hooked up to an IV and just have that like freaking entrance like on the freaking bag. Like that's all I need in life.
Yes.
Okay, well we got our tag team out of the way. So I'm okay. I think the only one that might differ for us is the male wrestler of the night, because I'm pretty sure we have the same female wrestler of the night. Emily, who is your female wrestler of the night?
My girl Jamie.
Yep. Haters gonna hate. She's the champ now. Don't give a shit about interim. She is the champion. She worked really hard. The match was really good. Again, I would think that it was better than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 of the matches, because I think it was better than the Acclaim versus Swerve and Glory. I think it was better than Darby Allin and that match, the TNT title match, Saraya and Britt, and the TBS title match. And then for those who could argue that it was better than the Ring of Honor title match, that's the 6th match out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches on the card, right? 9.
Yeah.
No, it's 10. So 6, like it's better than 6 of, you know, people could argue 5 to 6 of the matches that were on the entire card, which is great, you know, good for them. I was on the edge of my seat for that entire match, and Jamie Hayter absolutely deserves it. It's long overdue, and now I hope she has a nice, long, lengthy reign with this championship.
Oh, same here.
All right. And then male wrestler of the night. Who are you giving it to?
It is a tie between MJF and Jungle Boy, in my opinion.
Okay, well, it looks like we're gonna have the same picks for everything, because I was gonna say that too. MJF, because he won the EW title. Again, I've talked about this on the podcast so many times. Like, it's gonna be a full circle moment. And then again, like I just talked about, it was, you know, karma coming back to bite Mox, where he had something that was not allowed used against him, just like he did to MJF back 2 years ago. Really good storytelling. I cannot wait to see what MJ. First of all, I don't even know how William Regal's gonna like really incorporate himself into MJF, because MJF, you know, he already does screwy things on his own. He already is really good on the mic on his own. What does he need Regal for? I'm curious to find out. Or maybe, because he's such a rat bastard, he's such a heel. Maybe William Regal's gonna be like, I was wrong about you. I'm ready to like have you be like my protege. And he's like, bitch, I'm no one's protege. I'm the champion. You like, he's gonna like dump him to the side and reject him, just like William Regal rejected him. Dude, let's make that happen. But Jungle Boy, I agree also, because again, he finally got his redemption. I'm only hoping that once Christian Cage is cleared, he'll get his redemption over him too, because at All Out that did not happen.
Nope.
And hopefully with that, you know, with the win over Luchasaurus and a soon win over Christian Cage, like maybe he'll be booked to win a title in the future, like a singles title.
Oh, yes.
Maybe who's the champ? The All Atlantic Championship. He might be the one to beat Orange Cassidy and down the road.
I could see that.
I
could see that.
And I'm just excited for him. Well, and again, we kind of talked about this in the last episode, where I talked about how Wrestle Kingdom, how New Japan should do like a third night, but have it with AEW where the wrestlers go to Japan. If they're not gonna at least do that, maybe like have a few more wrestlers go to Japan for a bit, go to New Japan for a bit. And I know it's a big ask. It is a big ask, I'm sure, to like go back and forth from Japan to the States. But like I could see Jungle Boy going and like being like in the super like best of the Super Juniors, you know, something like that. Like let him do something elsewhere, or like give him the ring. Maybe he could beat Jericho for the Ring of Honor title. I don't know. Like, I see this dude has so much potential, and I think I just knocked over my Kenny. Sorry. This dude has so much potential, and I think it's finally going to be put to good use. I think he's in for a massive push, and I'm very excited for him because the dude's talented as fuck. All right, the dude is really talented. He's one of the 4 pillars for a reason. I do want that shirt, but I don't know which shirt I want. I'm like, is there a way to replace Sammy Guevara with Britt instead of MJF with Britt? Because like I know CM Punk was like the one who said he'd that Britt Baker replaced him, but I'm like, dude, I'd much rather have Britt Baker replace Sammy Guevara. Like I'd rather have the shirt with Britt Baker, MJF, Darby Allin, and Jungle Boy. But oh well, I digress. But yeah, it's a possibility, you know, and maybe if not Jungle Boy, someone, you know, you have FTR, who are the IWGP World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, you know, so they're kind of doing their stuff in Japan here and there. They're going to defend the titles at Wrestle Kingdom. And now, big news that happened earlier this week, Kenny Omega is going back to New Japan. He's going to challenge Will Ospreay for the United States Championship. But I'm a little worried, because here's the thing. I said this already. I just don't remember where I said it. Maybe it was on the live with Jaylee I did a couple days ago. But the thing is that I'm a little worried, because talking about full circle moments, especially in AEW, you know, we had you know, the whole Jon Moxley MJF situation with the full circle and the karma situation also. It's not so much karma, but again, it's just kind of like having things turned against you, or turned like it's flipped, you know, the tables have turned, if you will. So just for background context, after a match that Kenny Omega had where he successfully defended, I think where the US title, he successfully defended the title, I believe, if I remember correctly. It was at Power Struggle 2017. After that match, Chris Jericho interrupted him on the Titantron, basically saying he's not a better wrestler than him and he wants a match against him. And Kenny Omega accepts, which soon happened at Wrestle Kingdom. That happened in November of 2017. Well, fast forward like 5 years later, right? 5 years later. In November, after Will Ospreay defended the United States Championship in a pay-per-view, Kenny Omega interrupts him on the Titantron and challenges him to a match, and now it's going to happen at Wrestle Kingdom. Awesome. But here's the thing. Jericho lost that match. So I'm like, is Kenny bound to lose also? Or maybe Kenny will bring the U.S. Championship to the U.S.? I don't know. But... And it's hard because, like, technically, Kenny has a win over Ospreay with the whole trios tag tournament. But
yeah,
if we're talking 1-on-1, it's pretty much a clean slate, so anything could happen.
yeah.
I really just don't want Will Ospreay to beat Kenny. I feel like I just want Kenny to show, like, prove that, like, you know, he is a much bigger piece to New Japan than I think anyone, at least in the foreign talent, could ever be. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be another Kenny, no matter how hard you try. Not Ospreay, not Jay White, not anyone else you try to build up. As far as the foreign talent, because the home talent, the Japanese talent, you have Okada, you have Tanahashi, you have Ishii, you have so many names. But the foreign talent is a different story. Kenny Omega was probably the most popular foreign talent in New Japan history. And I don't think that's ever going to change. And I want him to prove that. Like, I want him to prove it. Like, look, even if I was gone for, you know, the last year plus, no, almost a year. It was almost a year. For the last 9 to 10 months, there's a reason for that. Like, the reason why he was out for as long is because he was working through injuries all the way back from New Japan. It's because New Japan's a very demanding schedule. So, and I just want him to prove, I want Kenny to prove himself. But we'll just have to wait and see. Other than that, we talked about match of the night, wrestlers of the night, Kenny coming back to New Japan, all the important stuff. All right. Yes. I believe this has been the second episode of Light the Fuse. Emily, you did it last week, but we do it every week. Tell the people where they can find you.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Emily_covers06.
Okay, sometimes I have to try and remember. I'm like, shoot, is it underscore covers or is it covers_06? No, I always have to.
No, believe me, I get confused with that too.
But yeah, like I said last week, she does awesome covers. She does merch picks. Check her out. If you want to find me, you can find me on Twitter while it's still alive at Y2Garcia_. It's not me. Same place for Instagram, which I'm more active on, a lot more active. If you want to find things, all ShElite Showcase, you can follow Katie on Twitter at KatieRasson13. The link tree is in her bio. Like I said, it'll take you to all things ShElite Showcase. We are on Thursdays for our regular scheduled ShElite Showcase, which is on twitch.tv/ShElite Showcase. Normally on Thursdays, around 6 p.m.-ish. If you want to check us out on YouTube because you can't catch us live, you can go to youtube.com/ShElite Showcase. Where you can not only see all things ShElite Showcase, but we have the first episode of Light the Fuse out, so you should go check that out if you haven't yet. And if you want to listen, because you are more of a listener, we're on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. We have merch. It's in the link tree. And just again, shout out to Justin because he's the musical mastermind of all the music in ShElite Showcase. I will always shout him out because he is the reason that we have music. It's not easy to make music. He makes it look easy, but it ain't easy. That's why we need him. So go check him out at Heel Tactics on Twitter. His links will be down below. Also, for all the other things that we do, like I mentioned, we do the recap show every week on Thursdays, but we also have other shows. We have 2 shows that Katie does, like Inside the Mind of, which is an interview series that she does with people in the wrestling community, and In the Crowd, which is making its return, which is a collab show with other podcasters. And then, of course, I have this show, Like the Fuse, and the New Japan Takeover, which I think I will be making another episode soon, even though I said I was going to wait till Wrestle Kingdom, because I really loved the pay-per-view that they just did, which is historic crossover. It was absolutely amazing. So maybe be on the lookout for that. I'm not sure. But until then, we will see you on the next episode of Light the Fuse. Bye. And bye. Well, you're not going to sing along with me, Emily?
Okay, fine.